We are live. Hello, we'll be starting at 7:05, so like in 2 minutes time. Okay, we'll start now. Um, Hello, everybody. Welcome to the live question and answer on how I got 6 admissions with fully funded scholarship as a non-STEM student. How I studied at Miami University with 44 million worth of scholarship. And I did all this without writing GRE, without writing test of English proficiency, or wasting millions of naira on any travel agents. So before we move into the question, the live question and answer, I want to know where you are attending from. So if you can put it in the comment section, I'm just going to give us like a minute to do that. Where are we attending this live question and answer from? Can you hear me? I can see a lot of people saying they can't hear anything. Can you hear me? Can you let me know if you can hear me? Okay, all right. I see that people can hear me. Okay, we'll move on. But please continue to drop where you are attending from in the comment section. So before I start taking your questions, I would like to share with you a few relatable things about me that can help you as well. So my name is Ruth Olayinkoluwafemi. Most people call me Ola. I finished my bachelor's degree in 2017 and I wanted to relocate to the US. And, as at 2017, there was no promising job, there were inflation, there was terrorism and kidnapping and all sort of things in 2017. So, like, the exact version of what is happening right now is what was happening in 2017. It was just like probably low key a little bit, but now everything is just so apparent. So I began this journey back in 2019. However, I encountered doubts on whether I would get scholarship. I also encountered doubts on the eligibility of a scholarship, which at the moment, affected my passion to achieve my dream. At that time I wanted to study educational psychology, but a friend of mine who was already studying in the US advised me that funding was mainly for STEM students and not for the course I wanted. So let's just go back to my story. After I spoke to my friend, I refused to give up because, that was a little bit discouraging, but I refused to give up. I don't know, probably, like the way Nigeria has built me to just be, be resilient, never give up on my dreams. And at that point, I'm like, okay, since I spoke to my friend who was already in the US and that person could not give me like the right thing. So I'm just like, okay, let me think about, I thought about, like using visa agents, but at the end of the day, I also had like a second thought because I've heard a lot of, ways, these visa agents have disappointed people. I've heard a lot of stories. I've heard a lot of, like scam with visa agents and all. And also, I honestly thought to myself that even sometimes these visa agents have actually never left their home country before. So why should I trust somebody that is still in Nigeria that has actually never left Nigeria? Why should I trust them with my life? Why should I trust them with my admission? So I'm just like, no, I'm not going to use visa agent. And also, besides, they were very expensive. I'm like, I don't even have enough money. If I had money, I'll probably just stay and settle myself in Nigeria. So why should I spend money on visa agents when at the end of the day I might not even get the result, right? So I embarked on a dedicated research journey. I started going through online forum, like different resources. I wake up in the middle of the night doing a lot of researches because I just had questions in my heart and I wanted to find the answers to those questions in my heart. So after months and batches of trial and error in my application, I finally discovered the key to admission, scholarship, and visa approval. I got 5 admissions with fully funded scholarship and 1 partial scholarship. And those were the 6 schools I applied to. So I applied to 6 schools. I got 5 fully funded and I got 1 partial scholarship. So if you check the screen, you will see like my admission letter. And the funny thing about this admission is they all came with scholarship and I got them without writing any exam. I didn't have to write GMAT, I didn't have to write GRE, I didn't have to write the test of English proficiency. And so after that, I've supported a lot of applicants in submitting their application, many of whom are now in the US, many of whom are even done studying, many of whom are still studying, many of whom are in different facets in the US. So as you can see, this person sent me a message and said, Iola, I got my visa approved with 21 million scholarship this morning. Thanks for the mock interview that you organized few sessions ago. Um, and for those of you who don't know what STEM and non-STEM means, I know I explained earlier that I am a non-STEM student. So I'm sure most of you are wondering, so what is STEM and what is non-STEM? So STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It refers to field of study and work that involves science, like biology, chemistry, physics, technology, computing, programming, software, engineering, designing, building, inventing, and mathematics, numbers, calculation, problem solving. So example of STEM career can include doctor, all the people in IT, it can include astronauts, it can include like a chemical researcher, it can include like a data scientist or like any other course, like any other career in like engineering, any other career in like the chemistry field, biological sciences, all of those are STEM courses. So like any course that does not fall under STEM is what we would regard as non-STEM. For instance, like education, you will regard education as non-STEM. English language, all those courses in arts, sciences, and or I'm sorry, in arts class, you regard those as non-STEM. Although I know like a lot of schools actually regard some business courses as STEM. So I would say, when you are researching, make sure that you check through to see how they regard your program. I'm talking particularly about business, like all those like banking, finance. I know some schools are so generous because of their international student population and they now regard those courses as STEM. Um, and yeah, I just explained what non-STEM includes. So we'll move on. So this was me back in Nigeria. This was me when I was traveling. And this was me when I got to the US. I kind of like took a picture for my family so that they can know that I'm already in the US. And like the whole flight was a total of like I think 30 hours. Honestly, I can't remember, but I know it was more than a day. I left like Nigeria, I think on a Wednesday, and I got to the US on a Thursday evening, like night, late night. And also when you factor in the time difference, I got to the US like 2 days after in Nigeria, but one day after in the US. So now this is me in the US. This is a picture of me in the US right now. So before we move on, I'm going to offer a little bit of disclaimer. And that is to say that everything that I'll be discussing in this live session is based on personal experience, and it is based on the experiences of those that I have helped in previous times, and it was also based on the policies introduced by the US government over time. So I'm saying that whatever I'm saying today is based on my own personal experience, is based on the experience of people that I've helped, and is based on the current policy introduced by the US government. So if 10 years to come, the US government changes their policy, that might impact whatever it is you're learning today. So quickly, let us go over who can come to the US. Anyone that is willing to work and ready to take instant action, whether you are a graduate or you are an undergraduate student. Anyone who finished that NCE, PGD, HND, BSc, like whatever it is that you can think of, any educational qualification, you can come to the US. Whether it's even WAEC that you have, you can come to the US. Anyone who wants to relocate but doesn't have any money to spend on expensive visa relocation costs, you can come to the US. Anyone who has no work experience, whether you're 16 years or and you couldn't relocate through any other visa pathway, you can come to the US. Anyone who has written, those exams, but you're afraid or you're scared of sitting for it, you can come to the US. Anyone who doesn't have any family in the US who can invite them through spousal sponsorship or family reunification visa can come to the US. So I'll be opening the session with some of the most commonly asked questions I have received about moving to the US as a single or family through scholarship, before I start taking your personal or tailor-made questions. So if you have questions, I would say, jot them down, but don't ask for now because I might answer your question in the commonly asked questions that I have received. But if you have questions, you can type them, and once I say, oh, I'm receiving question, just send it to me. Or you can write them down so that you don't forget. So the first question is that, are scholarships available? Yes, scholarships are available. The US is a very generous country when it comes to scholarship. They want people to come to their country to learn and go back to their country, particularly for international students. They empower us in a way that they want us to come and go back to our country and utilize all the knowledge and everything that we've learned. So they give us scholarship because they know education in the US is expensive. Can I apply for scholarship for a course different from what I studied initially? I'm guessing you mean, can you apply for admission? Because I'm like, I don't understand if you're talking about scholarship. Your scholarship is dependent on your admission. So yes, you can apply for admission for a course different from what you studied initially, but they have to be related. So something I tell people is that if you want to change your course, the course you want to do, check through the university, check through their requirements and see, because for instance, now let's imagine that you want to do chemistry and your department is requiring for a bachelor's degree in chemistry. Of course, there's no two way about it. You cannot come and say, oh, you have bachelor's degree in biology. And this is just an example. This is not to say this is what they say. But if they're requiring bachelor's degree in chemistry, you do know that you have to have bachelor's degree in chemistry. But if they're saying, oh, bachelor's degree in any science field, and you add like a bachelor's degree in any science field, you can apply. So at the end of the day, it depends on like your requirements and what the school is requiring from you. Is it possible for my family to move to the US without GRE test of English proficiency or IELTS? Yes, it is possible. Once one of them get admission, the other people can apply as dependents, and you and your family can move to the US. And I hope that when you say family, you are talking about your spouse and your children. You cannot move to the US with your parents, unfortunately. You can only move with your spouse and your children. Your children under the age of 21. What are my chances of gaining a scholarship as a HND graduate? Yes, your chances are very wild. You can apply as a BSc, as somebody that studied bachelor's degree, because HND is considered as a 4-year degree program. Can I work full-time in the US after my study? Yes, you can work full-time in the US after your study. There's something that we call the OPT, which is the optional practical test, I think. Practical training. Why am I saying test? Practical training. So that allows you the opportunity to work after study. So for STEM students, you can work for up to 3 years, while for non-STEM students, you can work for up to a year. Is assistantship available for undergraduate program? No, assistantship is not available for undergraduate program. Assistantship is mainly called graduate assistantship. and it is mostly tailored towards graduate students, but undergraduate students are able to receive scholarship, which, please note, which is usually not always full, except you apply for external scholarship. But undergraduate students receive scholarship. It might not just be full scholarship, but you will definitely get scholarship. I wish to relocate, but I am not financially buoyant. What would you advise me to do? Something I would advise you to do is to get the right guidance and to research and get answers to your question. And if you are looking for more detailed guidance, I'll be talking about it before the end of this live session. So make sure you stay and you wait till when I talk about this. I have a 2-1 in science education. Do I have a chance of getting a fully funded scholarship? Is it possible even after leaving school since 2016? Yes, this is possible. And when you're talking about fully funded scholarship, you're talking about master's or PhD. So it is possible, even whether you left school in 2010 or whatever. Something I want you to know is that the US does not discriminate based on age. Even if you are 30 years old and you want to come for an undergraduate degree, you will definitely get admission. And yes, you have chances of getting a fully funded scholarship. 2-1 is high. So you have chances. Even if you have a low GPA, you have chances of getting fully funded. How can my family relocate with me at once? I think I explained this earlier. Once one of you get admission, your other family can apply as a dependent. And like I said, when I talk about your family, you're talking about your immediate family, like your spouse, your kids that are not up to 21 years of age. If you are coming in as a student and you're talking about family, it is not expected that you come with your parents. That is not allowed. Is there any age barrier? I think I also answered this. There is no age barrier. The US is a very diverse country, and when we talk about diversity, we're also talking about the concept of ageism. So there's no age barrier in the US. Do universities in the US accept students from National Open University of Nigeria? Yes, they accept students from National Open University of Nigeria. Yeah, because it is considered as a 4-year degree, as long as your university is accredited in Nigeria. If it is not accredited in Nigeria, then it might be difficult for you to apply. But as long as it is accredited in Nigeria, it's also accredited in the US. Can someone with a 2-2 in BSc apply for a scholarship? Yes, you can apply. Something I tell people is that do not let anything limit you. Just get the right guidance, research for schools, look for schools that accept low GPA. I don't know what your 2-2 falls under, because some 2-2 fall under 3.0 on a scale of 4.0 in the US, while some 2-2 fall below. So if your 2-2 is falling below on a scale of 4.0, then I would say look for schools that will accept low GPA or get the right guidance, which I'll be talking about before we end this video. Before we end this live session. I have a master's degree and I have intention of going for PhD. I want to know if you can guide me. Yes, I can guide you. And I'll be talking more about what a personal guidance is and what a tailored made approach guidance is before we end this session. I had a 2-1 in my first degree. What are the chances of getting a scholarship if I apply for PhD, given that I am qualified? Is it possible to get a graduate assistantship role of getting a scholarship if I apply for a PhD? Yeah, if you are qualified, I think, yes, the chances are high if you are qualified. So I don't think you should be concerned about this. If you are qualified, apply for admission like you normally would, and express your concern, and at the end of the day they will give you your admission. Will probably or most likely come with scholarship. I have a MBA in supply chain management with a CGPA of 3.15. I would like to move to the US through a fully funded scholarship for my master's in business analytics. What are my chances of being successful? I'm going to say the same thing I said to others. This CGPA, this might fall under a scale of 3.0 on a scale of 4.0, which is what the US uses. So something I would say is like research for schools. Make sure that you're applying to schools that would accept your CGPA. And then at the end of the day, when you apply, your admission will come funded. But when it comes to masters in business analytics, so when we talk about MBA and business analytics, those courses are very expensive in the US. So while you might get funded, I am not sure about getting fully funded for business analytics and business administration. Can this work for an individual above 35 years old with a third class degree? Yes, it can work for you. If I was the only one that did the IELTS, could I travel with my baby first and later summon up my husband? Yes, you can. Do we have to write an exam to qualify? No, you do not have to write any exam to qualify. Can I work while studying in the US? Yes, you can work. You can work on campus for up to 20 hours. You can also work off campus, but with the authorization of your international office. If your international office is not giving you authorization, you are not able to work off campus. However, you can work on campus for 20 hours. And then when the school is on break, you can apply for something that is called the curricular practical training that allows you to get like internship in the US. That way you can work for up to 40 hours. But that is when school is not in session. With this scholarship pathway work for me, even if all I have is secondary or YX certificate to get a fully funded scholarship. So I'm thinking that you're talking about undergraduate scholarship, and I said it earlier that why undergraduate student gets funded, like they get scholarship, but it is hard to see an undergraduate student that is getting fully funded, except the undergraduate student is applying for a need-based scholarship, and for a need-based scholarship, they always ask you to submit your bank statement. So what that means is, if for instance a US university is 28,000, like the total cost of attendance, they will tell you to show your proof of statements, like your bank account. And let's imagine that you have 2,000 in your bank account, so they will match the 26. So at the end of the day, it's still not fully funded. The only difference is that they match the amount you have in your bank, if that makes sense. And also, something else I would say is that you can apply to affordable universities, such that at the end of the day, when you are getting scholarship, the remaining is not the remaining that is left for you, that is your deficit, is not even a lot of money for you to cover. I know that the US is not for me because I'm not a STEM student. Well, I am also not a STEM student, and I am in the US. So, well, I don't know what you're talking about. Is it possible to apply for multiple scholarship at once? Yes, it is possible. You can apply to multiple scholarship, and you can apply to multiple schools at once. Can I apply for a master's or pre-master's with HND degree without transcript evaluation? Yes, you can. All you need to look for is schools that are not going to accept transcript evaluation from you. I know that's something that I did, even though I had a BSc, some schools will still ask you to evaluate your transcript. And I made sure that I was not applying to schools that were asking me to evaluate my transcript, schools that were even asking me for official transcripts. I did not apply to them because, like I said, then I was running on a very low budget. So I needed to maximize my fund effectively. I have a diploma in midwifery. How do I study for a BSc in nursing? The same way a normal person will study for a BSc in nursing. You can either do like a transfer, or you can start from the scratch by applying like the normal way everybody will apply for a BSc. Are the scholarship program on site or remote? The scholarship program are on site. If you're looking for a remote scholarship offer, you have to look for an external scholarship. So yes, and also something I need you to know is that when you're talking about remote, I hope you know that if you are doing your course remote, you are not able to get visa. So just note that a lot of people do remote because probably they have like a good job in Nigeria, and they are just like, oh, I just want to do like a remote program so that I can, when I'm done, when I go for my graduation, I can look for work in the US. But whatever, there are scholarship for remote program. But when we talk about graduate assistantship, it is on site. Is there a difference between scholarship and fellowship? Yes, there is a difference, but I feel like at the end of the day, they all do the same thing. Scholarship, there are different type of scholarship, right? You can have like an external scholarship. You can have like a part of your tuition that the university is waiving for you. You can have graduate assistantship, and then fellowship is just like a way to fund you as well. Like some fellowship, like why some with graduate assistantship, it's not even why some with graduate assistantship you are working, you are giving back to the university. Why they in turn they pay your tuition, they give you monthly stipend. But for fellowship, you don't necessarily have to work for the university. They just cover your tuition and then they give you monthly stipend. Like they have like a particular amount that your fellowship covers. Like for instance, some people be like, oh, I came on a 30,000 scholarship and fellowship. That means that the fellowship cover their tuition, and the fellowship gives them 30,000 for a year. Or some people probably they even got graduate assistantship and then they got the fellowship. The fellowship just gave them money but did not cover their tuition. Do I have to return to my home country after my study year? Well, I think it's dependent on you. If you, yes, you should return to your own country, but yeah, it is dependent on you. But I do know that US government gives you an opportunity to work before you go back to your own country. Do I apply for scholarship before applying for admission? It depends on the scholarship you're applying for, but most likely there's no person or there's no institution that will give you scholarship without admission. So if you're applying for undergraduate program, once you apply for admission, it comes with scholarship. If you're applying for graduate program, you apply for admission. It will be noted on the university's website if there is a separate application for scholarship, but you in most cases you need to apply for admission first. You need to get admission first before you talk about scholarship, before you talk about assistantship, before you talk about every other thing. I graduated from a university 10 years ago. Can I apply for scholarship now? Yes, there is no time limit. I said it earlier. There is no time limit. There is no age barrier. There is nothing like that. Do I need NYSC certificate for US scholarship? No, you do not need NYSC certificate for US scholarship. Some people do not do NYSC, but I do advise you, especially if you know that at one point in your life you want to go back to Nigeria to pursue a political career or whatever. I would just advise you, NYSC is just for a year. Just do your NYSC and use that year to do the research. That's what I advise, and that is my own personal opinion, but you don't have to follow it. But I would advise that at the end of the day, just have your NYSC certificate, because you never can tell what the future holds for you. I am 18. Can I do it myself? Yes, you can do it yourself. I want you to personally handle everything for me. Yes, I'll be talking more about like a personal or a tailored made approach before the end of this session. Can you confirm in the comment section that you are getting value? Can you confirm in the comment section that you are getting value for, that everything so far has been helpful to you? While we are doing that, I would just want to let you know that I have put together the step-by-step process you could clone to get admission, even as a non-STEM student. Whether you are a non-STEM, you are a STEM student, you are a graduate student, you are an undergraduate student, you are a postdoc, you are PhD, masters, whatever, whether you want to transfer to the US, whatever it is. And now you can back scholarship for yourself over the next 90 days, and you can pack your stuff and then come to the US. Would you be open to knowing all the goodies inside these blueprints? Please, I want to see your thoughts in the comment section. So this is the blueprint. The blueprint is the no exam to the USA scholarship blueprint. It is a step-by-step practical guide to get your USA admission, secure full funding, and relocate to the US without wasting money on any travel agents or writing any exam once you are age 16 and above. So here is an overview of what you get in these blueprints. Here's an overview of what you get in these blueprints. Easiest way to conduct a search for USA university that will offer you admission and cover all your expenses, how to request for scholarship or assistantship, application fee waiver and monthly stipend for your course, how to find assistantship for yourself, verified list of universities in the US with assistantship and scholarship, how to get and make faculty connection, verified list of university that waive GRE, tips on how a HND second class and third class graduates can secure admission in the US, guide on how to prepare for your university application, how to email professor for a spot in their lab, how to increase your chances of the F1 visa, step-by-step process to apply for the F1 visa, including all the documents that are required, free access to a support group with many others like yourself, and question and answer video session to address whatever questions raised by anybody in the group. And as if that's not enough, you would also be getting these special action taker bonuses. You'll be getting unlimited Telegram updates on how to live and prosper in the US, how to secure a job within 30 days of arrival, how to write convincing additional essay, how to find and live on free accommodation in the US, step-by-step guide on how your families can travel with you to the USA. And when I mean family, I think I already explained what I mean by family. How to apply and secure education loan if you want, how to crush SAT, important items you can bring to the US when coming so as to avoid huge fine at the port of entry. Of course, the total value is 4,000, but I am obviously not going to charge you 4,000 US dollars. Um, so let me ask you a question. How much do you think would be a fair price for you? Is it $1,000? Is it 500? Is it $100? How much do you think would be a fair price for you? Let me hear you in the comment section. So if all this blueprint did was to help you secure funding to study in the US, and it covers your relocation cost without writing any exam, do you think it's going to be worth the 4,000 US dollars? If this blueprints did was to help you navigate coming to the US with your family, do you think it would be worth the $4,000? So I'm not even going to charge you $1,000. I'm not even going to charge you $500. I am not even going to charge you $100. To get started, all you need is 75 US dollars or 100,000 naira, right? Yeah, 100,000 naira. But the good news, however, is for the first 21 people to take action within 48 hours, you get access to it for $35, which is 39,999 naira. Now, this is for the first 21 people. Once we reach the 21 people, we are going to, take the discount off this. Now, how do you get started? I would Create Cell would walk you through how you can get started. And I'm just going to, like step down a little bit why Create Cell will walk us through that.
Yeah, is my all right? Sorry. Thank you so much for that simple practical presentation. Ola, I'm not clear. Is my screen? Can you all see my screen? Uh, all right. All right. So thank you, Ola, for that simple presentation. Okay, so I think this is it. To get started, I'm going to walk us through right now on how to get started. So uh, the link to get started is Credcell link. Kindly reach out to the affiliate that invites you for this event. I think most people on this event are invited by Mr. Dotto and Co. Please, can you see my screen? I'm not so sure if you can see my screen. Sorry. Yeah, all right. So thank you. I think my screen is up now. So please kindly reach out to Mr. Dotun for those in co to get the link to make payment. So once you land on that link, you'll see the buy now button. When you click on it, put in your full name, put in your email address, and put in your WhatsApp number, right? Put in your WhatsApp number. So for your email address, the course will be delivered to your email address and your WhatsApp number. Isn't that cool? All right. So when you put all those details there, I mean, if you don't have a WhatsApp number, do not worry. It does not matter. If it's just your phone number, put that there. Just ensure you put your correct email. Go ahead, depending on your location. If you're from Nigeria, you can decide to choose bank transfer. Click on pay now button. If you're going for bank transfer, then a unique bank account will be provided for you, to get access. So quickly make a bank transfer into that unique account number. If you're from Ghana, same as well. We have both the mobile money option and we have the card option. I know most people prefer mobile money. So if you're from Ghana, you can go for either MTN, mobile money, Telcel, FL, Tigo, and all that, right, to make your bank transfer. And also, if you're not from Nigeria, Ghana, we also have the crypto payment option. If you have crypto, we also have Stripe option. We have Cash App. We have PayPal. Depending, there's always a currency for you. To use to able to get access to this experiential and practical guide on how to get US scholarship, on how to get full funding and move to US either as a single or with your whole family. So quickly go ahead, right? And thanks to Allah, I think I heard it's for the first 21 people, right? The 39,999 naira, it is available for only the first 21 people who are able to get access within 48 hours, right? I think we're over 100 on this call, right? So almost well over 100 for the first 21 people who are going to be taking action right away. And even some people will still be watching the replay. You're going to be getting access for 39,999 naira. And as soon as that number, we get to that number, it will be available for 100,000 for everyone else, after that time. So do well, ensure you get access right now, into the program. So after making payment, what happens? A minute, please. A minute. I want to show something very fast. Uh, right. So yeah, after making payment, as you can see my screen, after making payment, you will receive an email or WhatsApp, containing the link to access the blueprint. There's a view product link that will be sent to you on WhatsApp or on your email. Do well to click on the link to access the blueprint. You can download it. You can watch it on the platform, create sell. Anyhow you want it, it's your whole, it's your course. Then also, after going through the training, the program, go ahead and ask questions. We have the support channel which you will get access to. As soon as you make payment, you'll be added to a Telegram community. There you can ask your questions and every other thing in between, right? So once again, congratulations to everyone who will be taking action. I think I've seen, I've started seeing people taking action already, right? Congratulations to you for those who are taking action already. I would say you are doing well, right? You are doing well. So thanks to Allah once again for this offer. And I think Mr. Dotto and Co. to influence this to be able to make it available for 39,999. So, thanks to everyone who was able to make this available at that price, before it jumps back to 100,000 naira. So, it is very important to maximize this opportunity. If you can't lock down this offer tonight, do well to lock it down within the next 48 hours, and enjoy everything, every of the benefit provided through this blueprint, right? So I think that's it. You can reach out to anyone. The affiliates, once again, I invite you for this event. Reach out to them. They'll be able to provide you their own unique link to get access to the program. They will be able to invite you to their own unique link to get access to the program. So I think that's it. I will allow Ola to continue, and then much more. I think open the floor for people to ask questions. Yeah, because that's very important. So Ola, you can go ahead. Continue to share your screen while while I take my slides off. And I'm able to take questions from people who ask questions please to ask, and make it a eventful, a quality time together with everyone on the call live. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, you can go ahead. We are live. You can share your slide. Oh, all right. Thank you. Ola, sorry, the sound is not okay. Sorry, I think we can't hear you.
Oh,
Uh,
I
yeah.
was on mute. I just unmuted myself. Okay. So yeah, I was saying that majority of people would ask how they can trust me. And I said that first of all, there are a lot of reviews online about me. Like if you literally Google my name, you see me online everywhere. And also I said that you are not paying to me, like you're not paying directly to my account. That's why I partnered with Create Sale, a secured online website. So you're making payments to them, you're not paying directly to my account. So that's a way for you to trust me. Also, I said that, there are reviews online. For instance, Daniel said he was able to secure scholarship worth 32,000, following the information you get access to. And then Theo said the same thing, that is coming to the US with over 14 million plus worth of scholarship by following my video and, by following me basically. And one of the applicant I also supported in time past, she got her visa. I prayed for her on the day of the interview, and she came back with good news. And actually, it was also my birthday, so she came back to say, "Oh, happy birthday and thank you for everything. My visa got approved." So that's to tell you that I've been doing this for a very long time. So I am ready to answer your personal questions now. So if you put it in the comments, I'll be screaming through the comments right now to see your questions and provide answers to your question to the best of my ability and to the best of my knowledge. I'm looking through the comment section right now. And if you dropped your question earlier, please just drop it again, because I said it, because having to look back, I might miss some questions. So please just drop your questions again. Um, this person says, I'm Francis from Kumasi. Can you help me seek for scholarship and school application to the US? Have educational psychology in mathematics with GPA of 3.413. Francis, are you talking about, is your GPA 3.4 over 5 or is it over 4? Then can you help me seek for scholarship and school application? I think that is what we kind of already talked about, personal guidance. But if you are looking for um, a more, how will I put it, like a more tailored help, then I would say you should reach out to the affiliates that invited you, and then they can tell you where to go from there. Will I show proof of fund and how do I go about? I don't know which exact thing you responded to. Yes, I would say probably send that message again. How best to write statements of purpose. So yes, I covered this in the blueprint, but I'm just going to give you like a few overview of how to write your statement of purpose. First of all, they are prompts by each individual school, so you need to follow the prompts. And what I mean by prompts is the questions they are asking you. But most statement of purpose will ask you why you're interested in the course. They will ask you to talk about your career goals, and they would also ask you to talk about like your long and your short term goals, and also like the courses that you've done that makes you eligible for the program. So that is basically how to write this best statement of purpose. And I do tell people that you have a unique experience, so feel free to always talk about your experiences. Okay, what's the expected tuition fee and proof of fund? I don't understand this question. Kindly help talk about proof of fund and SOP for master's degree. I wish to relocate with my family. I think I kind of already said it. You do not need proof of fund when you're applying to a school. Most of the time, you don't even need proof of fund, because for myself, the scholarship I got when I was going to the embassy, I did not have to submit any proof of fund. Even when I got my I-20, which is like the immigration document, I did not have to submit any proof of fund because I got my scholarship. My scholarship was more than enough that covered me. And in fact, I still had excess money at the end of the day. But sometimes you might get fully funded, but you might still need proof of fund. If your funding is only covering you, like your tuition, if it's not covering the entirety of your cost of living. So you might still need, like, for instance, like I had a friend that came last year that the proof of fund just told her to show $600 because that was her deficit. $600 is not a lot of money. So she was able to, submit a bank statement, got her I-20 and took the same back statement to the embassy, and she got her visa approved. Now she's in the US. I have a PhD, so difficult getting a postdoc. Do you advise I apply for another PhD? If you have a PhD, first of all, you're asking two questions. You're still asking about masters. You can't have a PhD and go back to a master's. I feel like that is you just, like downgrading and going back. If you have a PhD, what do you have your PhD in? And like, what other PhD are you thinking of going for? I think that is important. The 20 hours work limit, is it applicable for postgraduate programs? Yes, it is applicable for everybody as long as you're an international student. Now, it will be different if you're a US citizen, but you're in Nigeria and you want to come to the US. That's a different ballgame entirely. But as long as you're an international student, as long as you came to the US on a visa, on a student visa, you're only eligible to work 20 hours while school is in session. Whether you are an undergrad, you're a graduate, you are whatever it is you want to call yourself, you are only eligible to work for 20 hours. Please, let's have your contact details so we can talk after the webinar. No, I did not give my contact details to everybody, to anybody. Like, I did not put my contact details online. And the reason is I don't want people disturbing me, because I also have my life, I have my work, I have my life. So I don't want anybody disturbing me. I've given you like a way for you to go about it. If you want to, if you're interested in the blueprints, get the blueprints. If you're interested in a more tailored based approach, talk to your affiliates and then they will connect you with me. My wife read nutrition and dietetics and had a 2-2. Is she qualified for the scholarship? When we are talking about 2-2, I think I said it earlier that there are some 2-2 that falls on the scale of 3.0 over 4.0. There are some 2-2 that fall below. At the end of the day, I would say she's eligible for scholarship. She just needs to be very tactic. I don't know how they say that in English. She just needs to be very intentional. I think that's the English I'm looking for. Intentional when she is doing her school search. Please, is there undergraduate courses? Secondly, is there upper age limit? Thanks for your response in advance. Yes, there are undergraduate courses. US universities, like every other university in the world, they have undergraduate program, they have master's program, they have PhD and others. And then I don't understand what you mean by upper age limit. So please ask your question again. Let's see. Can you please help me with the process? I want to study BSc in purchasing and supply and an HND holder. How can you help me obtain scholarship? I already answered this question. How do I get linked for payments? Ask your affiliate for the link for payment. And I think CreateSale did like a walkthrough. Probably CreateSale can also provide like the link for payments if you just heard from a friend of a friend. If you are not invited by an affiliate, then you can use the link. I finished in 2004. I studied BSc Geography. This year, I completed an MBA. I'm looking for a PhD scholarship in business administration. What do I do? Exactly what everybody is doing. Look for schools, apply to the school, make sure that you follow their essay prompts, make sure that your resume is detailed, and you get your scholarship. Then also make sure that like you have the requirements for them. I have gotten admission already in Michigan in the US, but I have to defer it because of proof of fund. Did you not get scholarship? I think I need more insight into that. What other monies will be paid during the process? Are you talking about after you get the blueprints? You are not paying any money again. The only thing during the process, if your school requires application fee, for you to pay your application fee. At what point can you apply for your dependent? Oh, when you get admission, the school will ask you, do you have a dependent or not? Once they ask you if you have a dependent, let them know that you have a dependent so that they will be able to calculate your cost of living and the cost of living for your dependent, and then they will give you on your I-20. What other money? Okay, so if I want to move to the US in 2026, will you advise I sign up now? Yes, it is never too late. It is never too early to start preparing. In fact, it is better if you prepare ahead. For instance, I said I started in 2019. I moved to the US in 2021. So it is never too, in fact, that's how you get the best offer if you apply early, if you apply on time. So for this year, you can try to, get all the process. Next year, try to bring all your documents together. And then by next year, you should start applying for 2026 that you said you want to apply to. I mean, this year is almost over. So if I were you, I would sign up now, know everything that is required of me. And then by next year, I know that I have all my documents. And once the application opens next year, I start applying. For masters in STEM, does it require WES? Nope, not at all. You need to apply to schools that will not require WES, whether STEM or non-STEM. If a school require you to submit WES, you will be you would have to submit WES. But if you know you don't want to submit WES, there are thousands and thousands of schools in the US. Apply to the school that will not ask you for WES evaluation. I want to apply for PhD program. What are scholarship and will also enable me? Please send your question again. I don't think I understand it. I've gotten admission in the US. I have to. So now, how do I apply for scholarship from the same university? First of all, message your graduate coordinator and ask them for the financial aid opportunity for you. Now that you deferred your admission, this is the time for you to start talking to them that, okay, are there financial aid opportunity for you in the Michigan that you got admission? If they say there's no financial aid opportunity for you, then I will say you have to start again. Now, when you are starting again, make sure that you are looking at financial aid of each institution to make sure that at the end of the day, when you get scholarship, when you get admission, your admission will come with scholarship. After getting the scholarship, are they going to fund the travel also? No. Most of, especially if you got graduate assistance, you are funding the travel yourself. And I mean, like, if you've gotten scholarship of like what 47 million naira, how much is 1 million or like 500,000 that you cannot use to travel, even if it's to borrow money, because now at least you know that once you get to the US, you make money and you can pay it back. You can literally borrow money from anybody. Like people have seen your results, they've seen that you've gotten visa, you literally just need money for flight. So you can borrow money to travel, and then when you get to the US within a month, you return it back to them. Because I'm not going to lie to you, like the stipend they pay you in the US, when you convert it to Nigeria currency, it's a lot of money. So you can easily pay your debts back. What graduate courses do you advise for someone whose course of study is science but has worked in the financial sector for over a decade? I do not know what you're talking about. I think it's basically it starts from what are you interested in, because something I tell people is that do not come to the US if you are not interested in a course. So it depends on, do you still want to pursue your financial sector or do you want to pursue science? But also when you are pursuing financial sector, you need to look at the requirements of the school. Is the school requiring you to have bachelor's in financial sector? That is important. Because I know somebody that had exactly this. Like when I was in grad school, she came for chemistry. She had bachelor's in chemistry and she had worked in the bank for like 10 years or even 12 years. But she came for PhD in chemistry right from a bachelor's degree. So yeah. Can you kindly help me with schools with scholarship in PhD in education? So right up the top of my head, I do not know any school for you. Right up the top of my head, because you need to check each school. But if you reach out to your affiliates, I can if you reach out to your affiliates, they can connect you with me. I have secure funding in the US without funding. Can you help me to get scholarship? I just explained the process. Ask your graduate coordinator, are there financial aid opportunity available? If there is, explore that option. If there is no financial aid opportunity, start searching for schools with the mindset of I'm only applying to schools that have scholarship available. Please, do I need my ND transcript and certificates? My degree was through direct entry. I started from 200 level. What are you applying for? Please let me know. Please, it sounds so real and so easy for the full funded and relocation against how we hear about it out there that is so difficult. Is it really this easy as you're saying it? I mean, yes. So I'm going to say that if you want it to be easy for you, it's going to be easy for you. But if you want it to be the other way around, it's going to be the other way around. I've seen a lot of people, and that is why I'm just like, okay, let me just put this resource out there. I've seen a lot of people saying, no, it is difficult. No, it is not as difficult as people think it is. It is not as difficult as people as it seems, as long as you are dedicated. Because I'm not going to lie to you, sometimes it might be overwhelming, right? Particularly, when you have to wait, when you submitted your admission, it might be overwhelming. So as long as you are determined, as long as you are passionate, as long as you are dedicated to it, it is easy, right? So that's what I would say about that. I saw an advert on PG in AI and ML some few hours ago, which I applied for. But I don't know. I don't even know AL and ML. If you are talking to me, please use Don't use abbreviation because I don't even know what you're talking about. Are you talking about artificial intelligence? What is ML? I don't know. How can one know which school is scholarship based or not? So when you look at your website, you are not even looking at the school, because a school might offer, particularly for masters, bachelor's degree, you will get scholarship. Masters, how you will know if a school is scholarship based or not is look at your program, that place where you are looking at the requirements. Go to the financial aid of your program. They will put it there. Some of them will say all our students are usually giving graduate assistantship, which pays for their tuition, which pays for their health insurance, which pays for their living expenses. It will tell you the amount of stipend they are paying you. We are able to pay to $2,500 in stipend per month. That way, you know. Some of them will say, oh, if you apply by the priority deadline, you are considered for assistantship. That way, you know that you have to apply early by that priority deadline. Some of them will say, oh, graduate assistantship is limited, is available based on a case-by-case situation. At least you know that they are offering funding. All you just need to do is to pray that, okay, when they are selecting people that they want to give funding, you are part of those people that they want to give funding. So that is a way for you to know. I hope I answered your question. What's your advice for an experienced mechanic with a YX certificate to go for bachelor's degree? Would I need a GMAT or GRE to access the scholarship? I already said this in the video. No, you do not need exam. NEPA took my light at the beginning of the session. Is there any way I can listen to your webinar again? Yes, I think it's pre-recorded, so you can watch the replay on YouTube. Once it's done, I think it will. I don't know how the process goes, but I think you can watch the replay. How much does this package cost? So if you are paying within the next 48 hours, the package is for 39,999. I have made the payment. Congratulations. I have a master's in electrical engineering. Can I go for master's in civil engineering? Why are you going for master's in civil engineering when you can literally go for a PhD in electrical engineering? Can 41 to 45 apply for masters? With the guidance you give, help one to gain the admission, or we still pay more before we get the no? Once you pay now, that is the amount you are paying. You are not paying for anything more. You if there's anything you need to pay more, it's going to be if your school is requiring you for application fee, which goes directly to the university. It's not going directly to anybody. Your application fee is going directly to the university, so you are not paying for anything. And yes, aged 41 and 45 can apply. I said it earlier that the US is diverse, and when we talk about diversity, we are talking about age, we are talking about race, we are talking about a lot of things. So you definitely get admission. I have paid, but only transaction receipt is in my email, no link. Your person will reach out to you. Please, do I need my ND transcript and certificate? My degree, I already said it. I don't know what you're applying for, so I can't answer. I want to apply for PhD program with scholarship and we'll be able to. I don't understand this question. Please ask again. I'm applying for masters. Do I need my ND transcripts and certificates? My degree was through direct entry. I just told you. Okay, you're applying for masters. Did you do Oh, you did. Yes, you do need your 200. You do need your bachelor's transcript and you need your ND transcript. You do need both. Sorry, I is artificial intelligence and ML is machine learning. What was your question again? Let me go back and check. I saw an advert on PG program in AI and for some hours ago, which I applied, but I don't know if it is scholarship based. Like I just explained how you can check if your program is scholarship based. So like just go back to that explanation. I have distinction in HND insurance. I'm in final year in the university studying business administration. Yes, now you can start preparing. So something I want you to know is that the US admission process is for an extended period of time. And what I mean by that is, let's think about it this way. You do admission, right? You also do visa. So those are like two different ball game entirely. So for now, the admission term, like right now, you cannot come in for 2024 again. Like this is 2024, right? Yeah, you can't come in for 2024 again because they already resumed. The for 2024 is most schools are even they've already started writing their midterm exams, right? But you can come for January 2025, which is why we're having this webinar now, so that you are able to be prepared. Now, if you know you are not yet prepared for January 2025, which is spring 2025, you can start preparing for fall 2025, which is August 2025, if that makes sense. So I tell people now the application for August 2025 already started now. Most of the deadline is usually December. Some have their deadline January 2025. So if you don't start now, there's no way you want to meet the December deadline. There's no way you want to meet the January deadline. So that's why we are doing this webinar now, so that you can be best equipped and you can start looking at your you can use all this time to start researching so that you're able to meet the December deadline. Um I graduated in 1995 BSc, and I want to go for masters in project. I already said it. I already said it. Please, I'm not going to answer any question based on age again. I already said it, that there is scholarship, there is admission in the US. The US does not discriminate based on age. Any question that is about to be age again, I'm not going to answer again. I already said it. You will get scholarship, you will get admission as long as you follow everything that you're learning in the blueprint. And if you're not getting the blueprint, as long as you follow everything that I said in today's live session. If you have more question, please feel free to drop it, but I'm just going to go ahead. And if you don't have any question, I'm just going to end the live question and answer. And if I did not answer your question, please put it back again. It's probably that it was an oversight, so please put it back again. I do not intend to ignore any question, so send the question again. So like I said earlier, the offer will be off for the next 48 hours. And what happens then? What happens after 48 hours, and what happens after we've gotten the 21 people? All the bonuses will be removed. There will not be free question and answer session. Fees become sorry, excuse me. Fees become twice. It's not even twice. This is even three times the current price, because normally the amount that is charged is $100, but because of the affiliates that invited you, and also because I'm just being generous, that is why we'll be taking the first 21 people for 34,999. Um, how do I get started? If you're invited by Dotun, chat him up. Also, something else I want you to know is that there's a money back guarantee. If after purchasing the course you are not satisfied with everything, you will get your money back. So this is like a total risk-free investment. Now you have two choices. The first option is to do nothing and not take this leap of faith, which is 100% risk-free. The second option is to take advantage of this small investment and use the tiny money right now, which might look like a lot, but always remember that sometimes when you pay for something, it causes you to be more serious, and use this to start your relocation goal this year. So there are two choices, and the choices are yours, but whichever it is you want to do, it's okay. I can't wait to welcome you to the US, and I'm rooting for you with my exceptional information. May your dream of relocating abroad be fulfilled, and I'll see you in the US soon. So if you have any more question, please drop it in the comment section. Otherwise, I'm just going to end the live. Um, with dependents under 21 years have access to free education. Free education in terms of, if it's in terms of university, no. They would have to apply and be they will have to apply and be accepted to a university. But when we talk about like high school and elementary school, yes, in the US, the public institution like elementary school, which is like primary school, middle school, which is like junior secondary school, high school, which is like senior secondary school, they are free once it's a public school. Except if you want to go to a private university, if you want to go to a private, if you want to go to private, it's just like the normal way it is in Nigeria, just that the public system in Nigeria is not effective, but the public system here is effective. Most people go to public institutions and they are able to get college immediately. So yes, their education is free. Please, what are the requirements for the school admission under this program, and what are the process from step one to end? I am not going to sit here on this live section, live, and answer you the process from step one to step end. If you need the process from step one to step end, I would advise you to get the blueprints, because that explains the process. But in short term, the process is research school, apply to school, wait, get your admission, get your visa, pack your bag, and come to the US. Can an HND holder with past benefits from this? Yes, in the blueprints, there's a section that I spoke about. If you finish with HND, or whether you finish with a BSc but you did not finish with a good result, you should you can I lost my train of thought. Yes, add like a part in the blueprints where I explain this, what you can do. At what moment can you apply for dependents? I think I explained this earlier, right? I explained earlier. Please let us try and listen so that I'm not wasting my time repeating answers to question. I said it, when you get admission, your university will reach out to you. Do you have a dependent or not? If you have a dependent, tell them you have a dependent. That way they will be able to calculate your cost of living and that of your dependent. And they'll put it on your I-20, which is like your immigration document. They put it on your I-20 to say, okay, this person has a dependent, so that when you go to the embassy, they know that, okay, you have a dependent. My sister has ND in banking and finance. Can she get scholarship into a BSc course? Yes, she can. Again, BSc is undergraduate. Again, and again. Bachelor undergraduate degree is usually not fully funded. So just know that, but you get scholarship. But in terms of scholarship that will cover your full funding, that might be a little bit difficult. What is the probability that one will be allowed to work after postgraduate program? Everybody is allowed to work. The point is, are you applying for your are you searching for your job on time? Are you getting job? But whether you get job offer or not, you have the OPT, which is like a card. It's not here with me, which is like a card that you use to apply for work. Now, when you have that OPT card, once you graduate, they give you 90 days for you to find job. If you don't find job, you either go back to school or you go back to your country. If you find job, that is between you and your employer to say, okay, what is the next step for me? If your OPT is for 1 year, what is the next step for me? If your OPT is for 3 years, what is the next step for me? But everybody is eligible. You don't even need, as long as you come for a degree in the US, everybody is eligible for the OPT. So whether you've gotten employment or you've not gotten employment, you can apply for your OPT. Don't go and work in the US without your OPT. Oh. Nobody will even process like your employment. If once you're international, they will ask you for your OPT card. Um Wait, what's the probability that, yeah, I answered that one. Please, what's the age limit for dependents? Your spouse, there's no age limit for your spouse. Your children, they have to not be up to 21 years old. Again, I said your parents cannot be your dependents. Your parents can visit, or maybe when you get to the point where you have your green card or you're a citizen, you can invite them through family reunification and then they can stay in the US. But if you are coming as F1, please note your dependent is your spouse, somebody you are married to, not your boyfriend, not your fiancé, somebody you are married to and you have legal marriage certificate, and your children. Is there any documents like spouse open work permits or enable dependents do not work in the US? The US is the only country where your dependents are not allowed. I don't know if it's the only country, but the US is a country where your dependents are not allowed to work. From the name dependents, they are solely depending on you. But if they have like an online work in Nigeria and their money is going to Nigeria, yes, they can do that. But work in the US, no, they are not permitted to work in the US. Um, I missed this session. Can I get a review? Yes, there will be a replay. I have BSc in public administration. Third class, can I apply? Yes. Between PhD and masters, which one is less competitive to get admission and scholarship from your experience? PhD is actually less competitive because a lot of people do not want to go for PhD over here. Like so many times when they say, oh, I'm looking for somebody, it's always PhD student they are looking for. A lot of people want to go for masters, but a lot of people don't want to go for PhD. But so PhD is always less competitive. But at the end of the day, there are so a lot of people too that come for masters and then they get scholarships. So it depends on your approach to it. Like for instance, I came for a masters. I don't even know, and I'm not even sure if I want to do a PhD because that's a lot of work. But I came for a masters, and yes, and now I'm done. And yeah, if my CGPA is low in masters here in Nigeria, can I still get admission in PhD? How low is your CGPA? Please, can we have your WhatsApp number? No. So I'm just going to wait 2 more minutes to answer any question that you might have, and after which we'll end the live session. So it's currently 2:13 here in the US. Once it's 2:15, I would end the live question and answer. So if you have any question, here is the opportunity for you to drop your questions. But if you don't have any more question, you can leave. You can feel free to leave. That is the end of the live question and answer. Remember that you have to purchase. You don't have to, but remember that if you want guidance, you should purchase the um the no exam to USA scholarship blueprints. And if you want a more tailored help, you should reach out to your affiliates. You should reach out to your affiliates, and then they would be able to connect you with me. Then when I'm talking about the more tailored guidance, it's not for free. It is also for, I mean, you're also paying, because I just have this notion that when people pay for something, they are committed to it, as opposed to when something is free. Ask for the did you say if you don't find a job after 3 months, you are going back home? Yes, I said if you don't find a job after 90 days, yes. You either go back to study or you go back home. If you stay in the US, you are considered illegal. After 30 days, after 3 months after graduation, no. Yes, 3 months after graduation and after you requested for your OPT. Yes. But I'm like, don't even allow that to deter you, because eventually everybody finds a job. Like, I've never seen anybody that went back home because they did not find job. People always find jobs. There are so many jobs to do. People always find jobs. Just to clarify, 3499 equals 95K, not, no, it's not 40K. It's 3499. It's not even 35K. It is 34,999 naira. So yes, I'm going to end the live question and answer now. If you have any question, please reach out to your affiliates, and I would see you in the US. Bye,
All
and I wish you all the best.
all right,
I wish.
thank you. I
Okay.
would just say some few things to close. Thank
Okay.
you. Let's thank Ola in the comment section. Thanks for joining us tonight or this afternoon in your country. Let's appreciate her in the comment section. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for bringing clarity uh to what seems not so clear to as many people on this call as possible. Like someone mentioned, is it as easy as this? Yeah, it is. Uh, what you don't know is above you, but once you know something, you are above that thing. So thank you so much, Ola, for the clarity you bring to the subject matter. You know, thank you. We do appreciate you. I would close while we allow Ola, yeah, to stay on the background as we wrap up, the call. As we wrap up the call, I just want to close in on the offer, most especially the bonuses she gave out to everyone on this call. Yeah, so what you have note, like mentioned earlier, the offer is for the first 21 people, right? For the first 21 people on this call within the next 48 hours, you can get access for 39,999, right? Instead of 100,000. And also, you'll be provided access to database of people, over 40 persons who are able to get approved visa transcript and the success stories of people able to relocate. Also, you'll be getting list of 5 institutions that are giving out scholarship towards 2021. You'll be getting a list of 5 institutions. And also, you'll be getting access to secret proven CV creating machine that can help you to write US standard CV non-stop, right? All of this will be provided at a tiny fee, one-time fee of 39,999 naira. And do not forget, this investment, like Ola mentioned, it's 100% risk free. You will be refunded to the tune of what you paid. If you are not satisfied after implementation of the information contained in this product, we did not produce the result expected as suggested about the product, right? It is 100% risk free. So I think that's it, that as I show us once again. So let's talk to the affiliate that invited us, Dot and Co. Let's reach out to them, chat them up on WhatsApp, right? As you do that, depending on your country, there's always a payment option available, right? There's a bank transfer, as you can see, for Nigeria. For people in most of the other African countries, there's a mobile money payment option. We do have Cash App, we do have Stripe, we do have PayPal for those in in USD locations, or you are in Canada or anywhere else. There's a PayPal, there's a Stripe payment option for you to use. So like there's literally any payment option you need to able to get access, so that you won't be denied opportunity to access this comprehensive and experiential blueprint Ola taking out time to create for everyone who would love to go through it. So do well. Yeah, I think I see another payment. So congratulations. All I'll say is just reach out to your affiliates, chat them up, so that they can provide you the affiliate link to get access. Right as I close, like I mentioned, if you're paying from USD, you can see that's the Stripe option and the PayPal option. You'll be able to make payments. Sorry, there's a pop-up blocker. That's why I couldn't do that right now on my what's it called? Oh, sorry. I think I'm not sharing my payment. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm trying to use PayPal. All right. So just do well to click access the training through the link provided by the affiliate that invite you. All right. So we have we have you know, reach out, chat up your affiliate. I'm not sure the 21. I mean, just chat them up so that you can lock down. If you can able to lock it down tonight, just ensure you reach out to them. Reach out to them. Reach out to them. Talk to them. Reach out to them so that they will give you that space of, as Ola did mention on this call, 48 hours. Right. So I think that's it. I celebrate us all on this call once again, and congratulations to everyone who has taken up the offer. Uh, I think Alayazola mentioned she can't wait to receive in Canada. Once again, as we close right now, I would say thank you, Hala, for that simple, straightforward, quality presentation you did. It's wonderful. We love you. We say thank you. All right. I think on this note, we'll be drawing the curtain this afternoon or morning or evening or night, wherever you're tuning out from. Uh, Thank you, everyone, and God bless you. Have a lovely day. Bye.